Hi guys, Justin Kotler, head coach of Underdogs Athletics, and we're here with Dakota.
What's up, guys?
He's going to be running us through some of our typical, training day stuff that you'll see programming-wise. We're going to start with some skill work. We're going to do some jump rope technique, and he's going to do some Tabata work with that. And then we're going to do some intervals of running and ring muscle ups. So take a look at some of that stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that.
When it's like 75 in a row?
Yeah.
It felt like it did 300 right
I
now.
know. Yeah, it's taxing.
Even worse than drag run.
While you still trying, I'm still shining, it's real blinding. And I'm getting hotter too, talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you and I do what I gotta do, let's go hard. I just gotta go hard.
Nice, bro.
I don't know if I'll survive at the bottom.
It's you.
I'm going to go reverse the bottom.
Coming close to me, flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry.
Yeah, 10 20s.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, 10 20s by the way, yeah. It's good.
But
I like it.
that's exactly what I'm saying, like, don't worry about the talk so much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already, like, worried about failing because of the range.
Right.
So I'm getting, like, really double it.
Now we're going to get into about 4 to 5 rounds of some skill work. We're doing some running and some muscle ups. What we're looking at here is essentially probably about like 7 to 8 RPE or 70-80% perceived exertion. Ultimately, I want to think more of this as like a greasing the groove style. So the pacing on the run is going to be more like a 5K pace. It's not a sprint, but it's something to pre-fatigue a little bit leading into the ring muscle ups. And the ring muscle ups are going to be right around 30% of your max reps. So for Dakota, that's going to be right around 6 to 8. He's got right around 17 to 20 ring muscle ups at a max set. And we want to do this so that it's repeatable. And we're looking to do 4 or 5 sets of this with about 30 to 60 seconds rest in between sets. What this will allow you to do is this will allow you to really focus on still keeping really solid technique, and doing these ring muscle ups for quality. Obviously, you're going to come in a little bit fatigued, but because we're only looking at about 30 to 35% of his max set, it's going to enable you to really make this repeatable, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's doable.
Yeah.
I think without that 30 to 60 seconds, the run would definitely fall off. That'd be like 5 RPE.
Yeah.
I think with the 30 to 60 seconds, little chalk, little sip of water.
Yeah, which will then make it repeatable and it'll allow us to keep ourselves at that 7 to 8 RPE, which
Yeah.
I think is really important for this skill piece.
Because I can repeat that effort and stay in the same range of exertion. Otherwise, if I try and stay at 8 and cut that out, the exertion is going to go way up.
Yeah, and then we're looking at essentially the run really falling off or the ring muscle upsets really falling off. And we don't want to go from, 6 to 8 to now we're at 2 to 4,
right.
and we're huffing and puffing
set, right?
and having, absolutely. And being able to get off the run and go straight to the ring muscle ups as opposed to getting off the run and being like this for 30 to 60 seconds, that's not what we're looking for.
That's the secret right there. Shot before you run. That way you can go right to the legs. The 3K, the next two coming. Like, she's a good runner.
Oh, on the difference between the two.
Like, she's a good runner. Like, stride to stride, and you're pretty close. 2.5 minute difference. Like, how could those sleds ever come back?
Yeah. So Dakota's really solid at ring muscle up strength. We're looking for, obviously, is that really nice, tight, arch to hollow position. He's got a very aggressive kick, which is nice. And he uses his legs nicely on his dip out. So the other thing you'll see with Dakota is he's not doing a lot of swinging horizontally. And that stems from when he jumps into the rings, he's jumping directly from underneath the rings and not jumping into the rings, and then you're going to see kind of what we call chasing the rings, which is what we want to stay away from. So ultimately, again, this piece enables him to be able to work on the quality of his ring muscle ups while creating some fatigue going into them, but not so much that, you know, it starts to get dirty, right? Because that's not what we're looking for. We want this to be a quality piece. So now that Dakota's finished this up, I think we can, take a look at it in the sense of this is something that you'll see more as like an off-season piece. Like I said, something that's very repeatable, something that we consider to be more of a greasing the groove. And it can be done, with the run prior to or even without, and if it was done without, you'd probably see a few more rounds of the ring muscle up, staying in that 20 to 30% range of your max ring muscle up effort. But the way to progress this would be, obviously, we can increase the intensity on the run. We can increase the amount of reps on the ring muscle ups. We could increase the sets. Although, to be honest with you, what I would suggest is, especially as we see this kind of during the season, as we move into, say, quarterfinal stage or semifinals programming or games programming, we would up the intensity of the run, of the ring muscle ups, to where you would see it more as like a Metcon in competition, right? And that's ultimately what we would want to create, is that type of feel in the skill piece. But for off season, this is perfect because, again, we're really trying to work more on the quality of the skill, so that in the end, we're able to then up the threshold and up the capacity of your ring muscle ups. So that's kind of how we do things. And, this is an effective piece for people to build that muscle up capacity.
Yeah, I think for me, I would have no problem keeping that same intensity and either adding another round or try and go in that 8 to 10 range. Just kind of push the total tonnage or the total amount of sets and reps up.
And that would be more like in the 40 to 50% range for you as far as ring muscle ups.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's a really good example of an off-season skill piece that you're going to see in our Elite or our RX cycle. Obviously, as we progress throughout the year, it's going to change the intensity, etc. But for now, it's a really good example. So, see y'all later.